Well, good morning, and it had happened, didn't it? Eventually we get out here, and it's raining, so we have to get our umbrella out. It is keeping us semi-dry anyway. Keith Hayes with Mirador Television, and this morning, once again, we're up at the castle. And the reason that we are, because it's a question of democracy. Whenever it's a question of democracy, I always come to this castle, a normal castle, to say hello and to have a morning chat. And today I'm particularly concerned because it is Cabinet Day. Now, perhaps you should get a little view of the castle so you know what I'm talking about. Those people who haven't checked here before. Let's tuck the umbrella away for a moment. Here we are, there's its famous barbican. Very well preserved and well constructed barbican. It was very modern in its time because you could toss oil and potato peels and rotten cabbage and stuff at people who were knocking at the door. And that happened a few times in its life too. And up here is the castle itself. One of the smaller, but one of the older, if not the oldest castle in the United Kingdom. They threw it up pretty quickly on the base of an old Saxon castle. It was wooden when the Normans got here. They turned it into stone. And it's really, it's been knocked about a bit, but it survived time, and here it is in reasonable shape to give us some idea what a Norman castle was like. Okay, now we'll try hard to get the umbrella under control. We'll get back to let's see if we can square this a little bit. Okay. The big problem is, in this business with television the way it is now, it's all one man. The trouble is that man wasn't born with more than two hands. So we have a problem when it's wet because we haven't got anybody to hold the umbrella but ourselves. So forgive the jiggling, juggling picture this morning. But quite seriously, what I want to talk about this morning is something that I've raised many a time, and that is cabinet meetings. Because today the cabinet is meeting at Lewes District Council. The cabinet is composed of the council leader, the four selected cabinet members, and the chief executive. Now, if you want to talk about a cabal, there you've got it. That's a cabal. There are just five people who are about to determine the fate of various issues to do with Lewes. Now, I can't help but think that they think it's theirs, just because they've been elected. Whatever happened to this term, the servant of the people? I'm now standing out on Lewes High Street, by the way, just to wander around a little bit this morning on the basis that it is raining and it's being miserable. And I'm sure that it's very difficult for you to watch me at the moment because of the jiggle-jaggle, but still, we'll do our best. Now, the cabinet is open to the public except when the leader deems otherwise. And part of it is open to the public today, and part of it is not, and not open to the press. And there is an exclusion provision. And in this case, it's that they're going to talk about finances, either of somebody else or of the council itself. Now, the North Street development is on the agenda, and it's obviously going to be a financial discussion. I have put up on Facebook and other social media a request that the minutes of this meeting be distributed immediately after the meeting, well, as soon as they've been actually processed. Mind you, with this council that could take days, but I think that we should know what goes on in this discussion, and I shall put in a press request later in the day to have access to them. And I think that it's only fair and proper that we should do that, because this North Street development is vital to Lewes in so many ways, but not least of which is social housing. And that's the football that keeps on being kicked around. we keep giving permission for property developers to develop property with the promises of low-cost housing. It never transpires. So one of the things that we want to know is, how is our money being spent? And if in fact this exclusion from the Cabinet this morning was about council money, well, that's our money, and I see no reason why they should be in any way covert about our money. If it's about the North Street developers' finances, yeah, okay, but surely you can have a redacted version of whatever you're going to talk about. I do understand that business doesn't always want its finances talked about because of competition and not maybe because of tax man. But it should not be covert if it's our money, and that's the question I shall ask. Was it our money that was under discussion, or was it theirs? Or if it was a combination, can we please have an explanation of how ours came into the frame? Now, I'm really quite sorry that we're having some problems this morning because of the rain, and I hope that we won't meet that in future mornings, but this is a very important meeting and we should really be worrying about it. One of the things that I intend to ask the council and councillors, and for that matter the political parties, is what are they going to do about the cabinet system? I've just described to you that it really is a small cabal of about 5 people or 6 people, and they make the decisions, and they tell the councillors, sometimes don't tell the councillors, what they've decided. Now, this system was introduced by Tony Blair in 2000. In 2015, the present administration said you can get rid of it. You can go back to either the committee system, or you can find some other system so that this rather closed and secretive cabal doesn't make all the decisions. Well, Brighton and Hove, for instance, have. I believe Durham has. A number of councils around the country have actually changed the system. And there is no reason, in my book, why we can't change the system here. So let's get on with it. Let's change it. There was nothing on the agenda that I could see that was going to even discuss should the cabinet system be changed, and certainly it hasn't been raised again at council. Now, there was an effort to stop it about 4 months ago, and apparently that can't be reintroduced for 6 months, so there's another 2 months before it can legally be challenged in the actual council chamber. But I see no reason why, once again, why this Conservative council, which is a minority council, can't actually come to grips with the fact that this should change. They should at least give it full debate. And they could do it well before that time. Will they? No, there's no will there. They're too happy guiding along with the chief executive, who, with all due respect to the chief executive, isn't doing exactly a smart job on the combination of Eastbourne and Lewis District Council. So there are a lot of things which I think need to be examined. I'm going to put the umbrella down now and risk the wrath of the weather, because I conceded that my efforts to keep everything this way. So, forgive me once again for the disruption, but trying to keep myself dry. Perhaps I shouldn't try to keep myself dry. I've only got 5 minutes to go anyway, so I won't get too wet. But the fact of the matter is that this cabinet system is a ludicrous system, and there is no reason whatsoever why the cabinet itself, it has to come, you see, the decision has to come from the cabinet. It can't come from the full council. But for some reason, the Greens and the Lib Dems don't agree over a number of things. All right, that's fair enough in politics. You represent certain points of view. But on some things, you have to get together to see whether you can change them. And what they did was they fumbled the ball on the first council meeting and gave power back to the Conservatives. It was crazy. And it was the Lib Dems that did it. they wouldn't vote for the Greens. So we've got that sort of bitterness between two political parties. Mind you, when their explanations came out, the Lib Dems blamed the Greens blamed Labour, and Labour blamed the Independents, and the Independents blamed Conservatives. It's really, actually, if you follow this, you save theatre tickets, because it's very funny. If only it wasn't so serious. If only they weren't actually looking after our own future, we could really get quite a giggle out of them. But the inefficiencies continue, and people are still not getting the service that they deserve. And particularly, it says on one website, one advice website, if you're dissatisfied with the decision of a council, you can use their complaints procedure. The trouble is with this council, A, you can't get through on the phone, and B, if you write to them, they never reply. I'm still waiting, and that's after going down to court and getting a pledge from their young legal counsel that I would be contacted by what he called a senior case officer. Have I? No, I'm still waiting. And it's I will wait till hell freezes over probably before I get it. The only thing is that we have to keep on going back to court. And each time the charge they make, which is about 80 quid, it has to be waived, because it's they that don't want to go into court. I'm quite ready to outline my case in front of a magistrate, and if necessary, go even higher, which I could if I get an adverse decision, because basically what they're doing is they're not playing ball, and they don't. So let me just, a piece of advice if you're being harassed about your council tax is take some legal advice, get it free, from Citizens Advice Bureau. The fact of the matter is that this lot, it's just easy to say we'll take it to court, and it scares the bejesus out of most people. Well, let them take it to court and have a good case, because they are really quite worried that their deficiencies will be outlined for all to see. Because, of course, court proceedings, unless they ask for an exclusion order, which they may well do and try, although I doubt if any magistrate would grant that on the flimsy nature of the cases. Anyway, I rambled enough about that, but enough to say I'm looking, and others are looking, for change in the cabinet system and in the way that this council actually handles its administration. Those are two very key issues, and they must be attended to, and they must be attended to in public. No more covert government, no more spurious excuses about talking about finances, because that's what the regulation says. That's the reason that they can exclude the public and the press from that particular section of the council meeting. And let's get a reply from the council leader. I'm not holding my breath. None of the political parties are particularly overt. They're not open to letting us know what's going on. Thank God for the independents. But there we are. That's the system at the moment. We can only keep on nibbling away and kicking and shouting until it's changed. 6 o'clock. I'm going to go now and have a nice cup of coffee and consider the week, to get ready to do battle with the council and with everybody else. Why not? Battle is battle, and it gets the blood going. But somebody's got to do it, because unless we keep up this public complaint, nothing will change. Nothing. Till tomorrow. Toodle pip.